Good morning, it's me. I'm back. I'm Stephanie Flath, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm coming to you live on March 1. Can you believe it's March already? It is 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and I'm here to craft with you using gorgeous Stampin' Up! Products. And so let me know when you get on. I'm going to refresh my computer screen so that I can see comments when people come on, whether I'm gabbing at you with you or whether I'm stamping. Then when I refresh, then I can see comments even then. So hi Nancy. So I am. So you can find me every Wednesday morning on my business page here on Facebook at facebook.com/Dazzled by Stamping. And hi, Stephanie and Marsha. Thank you for sharing already. Every Wednesday morning, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And you can find me any other time on my website at dazzledbystamping.com. You can find projects and events and classes, and you can join my team. And what else is on there? Oh, I have a dazzling card club that you can see information about, and I have hostess clubs that you can check out. Hi Marlene. And so anyway, you can find all sorts of things there, and of course you can shop there too. So and that's something exciting that I have to share with you this morning. Hi, Kathy. Stampin' Up! Just released and started, I guess I'll call, hi Dot, a new program. They are having regularly, well, all the time, but it's always while supplies last when it goes to online stuff. Thank you for sharing. They are having online exclusive products. So what that means is it will not be in any catalog, sort of like what they're doing with their kits now. We don't see kits in the catalog other than information about the, hi Jamie, about the Paper Pumpkin subscription line sort of thing. But we don't see other kits that are just in there. You need to find them online. So Stampin' Up! Is going to have more products available just online. Now, that doesn't mean you have to place an online order to get them. It's just that's the only place you're going to be able to see them, like to browse them or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So like you still, I don't know if you've noticed this at all, but when you go to, hi Dina, when you go to online, the online store, it never shows the item number right there, right in the front. But if you click on it, then it shows the item number. So you can grab the item number to put on your order, like if you're coming to club or if you're needing to place an order at a class that you're coming to or something like that. You don't just have to order online. It's just that's the only place you can see it. So I have I'm not even going to bother showing it to you. One, because I didn't bring it to my live here right now. Let's be honest. I'm not going to show you the flyer, but I have a flyer to sort of promote the online products. But it only shows like a few things that are available. And then there's a QR code. Are you familiar with what those are? It looks like a scanner thing, like what you scan at Meijer or whatever. That if you have an app on your phone, you can scan it and then it will take you to all the online exclusive products. So I haven't checked it all out yet because today's my live and I'm always running late for it. But I saw somebody posted that Stampin' Up! Put circle punches back in online exclusive. So I'm really excited about that. I saved mine. I don't know which ones they have, but I saved mine because I like circle punches a lot. But anyway, so it's just something you'll have to check out. So you can do that by, you can just go to my website and click shop. And then if you click, well, first of all, there's probably a big banner that says online exclusive products. But also, if you click a menu, there's probably like one of the drop down menus or whatever that is there is holding it. So you can check it out. Okay, so I'm going to get started. We have quite a few people on. I'm so glad that you're joining me this morning. I love it. So if you didn't know already, when I stamp items on my live, I give them away. So, hi, Marcia. I have 2 Marcias today. I'll probably end up with 2 Jamies. Who else do I have doubles of? That always get me. Oh, sometimes Marlene's. Anyway, so what I stamp, I give away, and I enter them in a random website where it like spins a dial sort of thing and chooses names. So I call that my randomizer. And so to get entered into my randomizer to win, sorry, I had to click one more thing to set it up. Thank you for sharing, Marlene. To be able to win, you need to share my video. Like this video right now will enter you for the drawing for next week. Share my video, and then you need to come back and comment that you shared it because of Facebook rules and settings and all that kind of stuff. No, I have electricity. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to come live to you. Because I don't know. It didn't. I've tried it before. I thought that I would. I thought that I wouldn't. Right. I'll only have 1 dot. There's only 1 dot in the world. I've tried going live before with no electricity, and I thought I'd be able to do it because, like, my phone just, like, I can get service, but for some reason I can't do live. So sorry if you don't have power, Dina. That's no fun. I don't like it. Did you guys get a lot of ice up there, I take it? We did, but it seemed like it sort of, for the most part, melted away. Okay. Anyway, so you have to come back and tell me that you shared because of how Facebook does their settings and stuff like that. So I have 3 cards to give away because I did my I showed the paper pumpkin kit last week. And so I only stamped one of the Stampin' Up designs, but then I made 2 alternate ideas. So I have 3 to give away. And I even have my Post-it notes here, I think. Yep, there they are. And I started Cindy Wood. You are my first winner. She only comes on every once in a while. Okay. First one. Congratulations, Cindy. Pick another name. Start. Terri Kosten. You are my winner again. Is she on? I forgot if she came on. I don't think so, but number 3. Pick another name and start. And Linda Stearns. Woohoo! Okay, congratulations, girls. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my, and Terri, Jamie, and Terri. I like that you congratulate each other. Okay, so hi, Carrie. Somebody else come on. Okay, so I have a question for you. So I have what I'm planning today to show you, is more about design than about product. Well, of course, the product's cool too, but it's more about design than the product. But I'm wondering if you can help me come up with the word. Maybe there's already a word and I just don't know it. So you know how people talk about they do a fun fold or a fancy fold, or, well, that's the term that I'm looking for. So there's the concept of a fun fold. If you're wanting to show a cool card that just has a different way to fold it. So I'm wondering if there's a term for a fun design like that. It's just involving like how you're putting the designer paper on there. Do you know what I'm saying? There were a couple different cards that I saw. So I'm casing the general concept of the card, but like my colors and the paper I'm choosing and whatever, it's all different. But I guess it's a sketch, but it's specifically like about the designer paper, in my opinion. Is there a word for that? Is there like is there a word for not rogue dot? Not going rogue. In fact, I'm casing somebody's idea, but I'm using a different, just different colors. No, my designs today are all about the designer paper. Hi, Jamie. I do have 2 Jamies on. I have 2 Marcias and 2 Jamies. Fun layers. Oh, that's a good concept. We'll call it fun layers. Okay, so, and Jamie, I'm second Jamie. Jamie Sales, I'm excited you're on too because twisted. No, that's a specific technique and I'm not doing the twisted ribbon technique. Nope, sorry. So Jamie, I am excited because I think for my choices that I did today, they fall into our team, what's the word now? Creative challenge category. So anyway, you're such a goof dot. Okay, so I'm going to be, just a sec. I've been gabbing so much I need a drink already. So I chose 2 different designer papers, and there's very little stamping. It's about the design, but the stamps go well with it, of course. And so I'm going to show you the designer papers. Oh, where'd I put them? I brought my swatch books. Here's one. Oh, they're both right there. Okay. So I'm using 2 different designer papers. And I actually have a third designer paper or third card that I made a second sample of. But 2 sketches, 2, what do we call it? Fun layer designs. So the first one is like an animal specialty paper. So it's specialty because, the front side has metallic. So here's silver and then not silver. Here's silver. Sorry, it's sort of hard to grab these and hold them up so you can see them. Sorry, should be easier, but all right, so there's those. I really wanted some giraffe stamps for this card, but I didn't have it. I really like this giraffe design. And there's leopard or cheetah, and those are gold, and then there's like soft suede and stuff like that. Okay, so that's one of the designer papers that I'm showing. It's called Like an Animal Specialty. And I have another specialty one. It's called Ready to Ride, and it's part of the Legendary Ride, well, must be Ready to Ride Suite, Legendary Ride Bundle. Yeah, Ready to Ride Suite. So these, for some reason, they showed when she put the swatch book together, the specialty parts on the back. So these are just glossy black. So I'm going to be using making two different cards with these two different, this has all kinds of things on the back of it. There's lots of different pictures on the back. Two different fun layer designs. Yeah, I like the DSP, and I do have the bundle. But again, I barely used my stamps. I love this one. I love all of the, this is weird to me. I don't know why we had to include roses. Maybe those of you who are Harley lovers know why there's roses in this too. Maybe it's so that you can make some feminine, masculine cards or something. I don't know. Anyway, those are my designer papers that I'm going to be using. And since I'm using this, so here's Legendary Ride. And then there's dies to go with it. And all of the dies, like, they're separate pieces, so you can put the color or the chrome or whatever on there. So, all right. So, fun layers designs is what we're doing with designer paper. So I'm going to put you down, and I don't mean like be mean. I need to do my magic. So I did my magic one on backwards you. Now I got upside down you, sorry. And then here we go. Okay, so we're here. All right, so the first thing that I'm doing is I'm taking a piece of basic white cardstock, and I have all these strips of designer paper that I'm using. Now, if you don't recall or don't come back and click on links that I do, am I missing one? 1, 2, 3. I might be missing one. Hopefully that doesn't cause me a problem. If you don't come back and check out after I've edited my post, I always, excuse me, I edit my post that I do my live on with a link back to my blog so that you can see all the measurements for what it is that I'm doing. So I needed 4 strips that are 1 inch by 5 inch, and I needed 4 strips, though I can only find, oh no, it's just hiding. There it is. 4 strips that are 1 inch by 3 inch. And it's dark on the bottom because it's the, oh, now that moved onto the table. Okay. Okay. So sorry, I was trying to fix your problem, Dina, but I still, every time I come on, I try to see if I can go landscape, and it still won't let me. It's ridiculous. So I'm going to be placing these on here, and I definitely need, I might actually need another one. I'm going to get another one here to make sure that I have enough room on my silicone mat so that I don't cause problems. So I'm going to be placing these pieces in a type of grid, I guess we'll call it. And I am using liquid glue because if I need to move it, then I'll be able to move it. I'm not sure if this particular grid is called anything or not. I just don't know. But I saw it, liked it, I'm showing it. So this first one that I'm placing, I sort of want it to be, well, it's angled, but it's also, I have it as far out as this will go on so that it's covered by this designer paper. Then I'm going to use another You know what, I'm not going to do it differently than what I did. I'm going to use another, now I'm flipping it sometimes so that I have the gold too. I'm using another design, and I'm going next to it, but higher, because we're going to be putting some a different way. Now, I'm not totally pressing these down. I'm just placing them. I want this one dark. So obviously, for this design, you'll end up seeing that you want contrasting colors. You want different designs. You don't want them all to be the same. We're going to use this one too. So I wanted it offset a little bit because of how I want this to show up, or how I want my designs to be. So I'm creating a line here, but I wanted these to go up, and then this one I'm going to have come down here. So I'm going to use the shorter ones. I'm not sure if this is how when I saw it. By the way, this design I had seen from Mary Fish, actually. Oh, and one of the reasons that I wanted to show you this, that I thought was so cool, is because you all probably earned a bunch of designer paper during Sale-a-Bration. We had such a gorgeous, I mean, we still do, but we had such gorgeous designer paper, and now I have some ideas for how you can use it too. So I want this one to be gold also. So the one that I saw of hers, she used Favored Flowers, which is the one that is the really deep colors. And do I want this? Do I want this? Just trying to decide. I guess I'll put the dark one over here. So the ones that was the flowers, the roses, that sort of thing. Those were the colors that she chose. And I just really liked the layering, as we're calling it. All right, we're going to do this one. So one thing that you have to be, hi Terry, you're late and you won again. I put way too much on that one, but we're going to be cutting this down, and I sort of wanted to make sure that there was enough on there that it'll hold on to it even if I cut it down. Okay. So now that I have my pieces, I'm not worrying about this because I'm going to trim it down enough. This white is uncovered. But it's okay. So I'm going to let this dry a little bit before I even try trimming this down. So I have my pieces on here. My aim was to have even borders here, and like an even borders, is that the word I'm looking for? That needs to dry too. And so I want them to dry. I'm going to trim them up, and then I'm actually going to cut this down smaller too. But for right now, I'm just letting it dry. So now I'm going to work on the card base. So my card base is going to be, I about called it chocolate chip. Wow, I haven't thought of that in a long time. It is early espresso, and this is Sahara Sand. So I'm going to put this on here. Both of those colors are in this, what's it called, Like an Animal? Yeah, Like an Animal specialty paper. And then this one's going to go inside because it's such a dark card base. So I have my card base ready. And I'm going to get my greeting ready. I'm going to do a little banner. Now, the stamp set that I chose to go with this, it is, oops, I just picked up some of my designer paper I need later. Okay. It's called Lovely You. But why I want it is because of this sentiment. It says, wildly grateful. I love it. It makes me happy. Okay, so I'm using Wildly Grateful with my Like an Animal specialty paper. So I'm going to ink it up in black. I tried it with early espresso, but I really liked it better with black. So that's what we're going with. All right, we got that. I'm going to trim this down a little bit and then make a banner. So I cut down the center, then go from the corner to the center, and from the other corner to the center. And then my banner turns out as good as I can get it, because I certainly can't do those angles very well. So there's my banner. And even before I put it down, I'm going to put my embellishment on it. I always forget the name of these. This is called Enamel Dot Essentials. So this is Night of Navy, Crumb Cake, and there's white in here too. So I like how flat they are. So I'm just going to use this big flat one right there. And that's all that I need. And actually, since I'm trying to let that stuff dry. Oh, I forgot I wanted regular dimensionals, not just my minis. I had regular ones, and then I thought, no, I need smaller ones for something. So I put the regular ones away. We're just going to use that strip that I got out of the way. Okay. So this is ready when my card's ready. So what is the note on your ink pad? It says greeting and flowers only. It was from our retreat. I had a card that we were using both memento and stays on it, and you definitely needed memento for the character that we were going to be coloring in with Stampin' Blends. But I always like black stays on for words. It's just, it stays dark. Memento, I feel like, goes gray, and I just wanted it as dark as possible. So I wanted it on the bottom and on the top of both ink pads, so that if they took the lid off, they knew which one went with what, and there was no question what they should use with what. So we missed you at our retreat this time, Marlene. I forgot to follow up with anybody who was on the waiting list. We just had no cancellations. Actually, a couple people ended up not being able to make it at the last minute, but our cancellation policy doesn't, we don't give them their money back, so you couldn't have just taken their spot, because they get their goodie bag and all that kind of stuff. Okay, this is a little bit tedious, but I feel like it needs to come off before I do the next part. And it will be worth it when we're done. So I have it flipped over, as you can see, so I can see the lines where the cutting needs to happen. Otherwise, I'm sort of doing it blind if I if I do it from the front. It's just like when you flip your punch over to use it. Then you can see exactly where you're cutting. Okay, so now, get all these sticky things off me. So now, here is my background. Isn't that cool? So what I'm going to do now is, because of how I have it cut now and what I want it to go to, I'm trimming off a 1/2 inch. You definitely want to make sure this is as dry as possible before you do this part, because otherwise you'll make your pieces come off. Okay, yes, very wild. Okay, so now we're going to attach this to our card. I'm not using my silicone mat because I got adhesive all over it. So I'm putting this here. I feel like I cut this too small, but oh well. Yeah, I did. Either I cut my card base down. Oh yeah, my card base was originally supposed to be, I'll show you I'll show you my other sample. I didn't want this quite this small, but I had cut my white to this size rather than the whole card base size. And then that would have, yeah, I could have fixed it in my mind, but I didn't. Okay, before I put my banner there, I'm going to use some ribbon. This is called Faux Suede Trim. And I'm going to put it up here. So it's Early Espresso is the color. Faux suede it's the texture is what that means. So we're going to put this on here. And then we'll put our banner on. There we go. I'm going to go out across that. There. Isn't that awesome? I love that. I love the design, the fun layering. Okay, so I'm going to show you my other one. So if I either would have lined it up at the actual measurements I needed to do for this one, or just a sec. Oh, excuse me. Or if I had cut my white to be my card base size, then I wouldn't have had such a big border. But anyway, so I love the saying with it, wildly grateful. It makes me happy. So this is really pretty with contrasting, thank you, Jamie, with contrasting flowers and designer paper and stuff like that too. So one thing I want to point to you, yeah, I know. Thanks, Jamie. That's what I thought too. Okay, so one thing I want to point out to you, in case you didn't notice it, is you need to be careful when you're doing this that you have both corners off the edge of your cardstock. See how I missed this little white corner here because I didn't pull it all the way that way? So just keep in mind when you're doing that, like how far you have, make sure that you have it all covered. Okay, so that was my first. I know I love that sentiment too. I love that font, and but I had to have the wildly grateful. That made me happy. Okay, so the next one, just a sec, I gotta get my pieces here. So the next one is the Legendary Ride. And this is one, I don't know why I never really thought of doing this, but it's just cool. So I'm going to start with my card base this time. So I'm going to get my my piece inside, because again, I'm using a dark color. my piece inside and my piece outside. So this is basic gray is the color that I chose. I considered going black, but I decided to just go gray. And okay, so I have all these designs that I chose. So these are, I don't know if I told you or not, but the other design used 1 inch wide strips. These are 3/4 inch. And I almost, well, I did first cut them the wrong length because of what I'm trying to do. But it was easily fixable. So I'm going to put adhesive on here, and I'm going to, so I ended up cutting this to be, oops, I have adhesive. We don't want adhesive on there. It'll look black. Just a sec, I lost my train of thought. Oh, so I ended up cutting it to be 4 3/8 inches long. But then I first did it 5 3/8, and that's not what I wanted. But then I cut 1 inch off. So so this is the start. So I'm making my strips an even amount apart. And then these are the 1 inch pieces that I cut off. And so now I'm going to put these at the bottom. Make sure you match your design up because it's supposed to be a continuation. And also something to mention that was helpful, and you may not know that you can do this. I didn't until I watched Shannon do a class one time, Shannon West. You can do multiple layers of designer paper, can cut them at the same time. So I cut all 3 of these layers at one time, so I could get them exactly the same width and exactly the same length. Now, so this is supposed to be, you know, extending down here. And now I'm going to put my greeting in the middle of that. So I'm using, now you can change the lengths of your designer paper. Like if you have a thicker or wider, I don't know what you want to call it, greeting. But look how cool that is. Like, of course I put like a piece on top across it, but for some reason I just like that interruption of designer paper there. Okay, so there's that, and now I want to embellish. So the one that I saw for this one, again, was using flowers. And then their embellishments were cute little, they were, what do you call them? Hollow flowers. So you just had like the border of the flower, but they were die cut pieces. It was an adorable card. I fell in love with it. I'm obviously going with my theme. So I have this flame that was part of the suite or the bundle. I'm just going to die cut this quick. Oh, and I have another thing to teach you. Okay, so Stampin' Up! Shared with us probably after reading what other people came up with as far as how to make the mini boss work better. I don't remember seeing this before, but they posted it for us demonstrators now. So this is supposed to be a tight fit, and while we've struggled to get them through the the mats through with our dies and folders and whatever, it's intended to be tight. What their suggestion was, you know how I would always say, okay, make sure the first one goes in, can you see it? The first one goes in first. Still need all your thickness here, but make the first one go in first and then it will help you. Well, what Stampin' Up! Suggested is making an E. So we have the bottom one out, the second one back, and the top one out. And they still all need to be under all 3 layers, or everything needs to be there. But that E will help it go through more easily. Now, I've still been using my number 3, but supposedly you don't need to. You can use that white number 1 for your base. But definitely doing the E helps a lot, too. Okay. Now, if you don't have enough pressure, then you're not going to get a good cut. So you need to work with whatever works for you that gives you the good cut. Thanks for sharing, Jamie. Okay, so here's my flame. So cute. And this is what I needed the mini dimensionals for. Now I've lost those every time. Okay. I was using the little edge ones, worked for this, but I found the mini ones while I was moving stuff around, so I figured I might as well use that. So I'm going to put my flame on here. And I sort of want it under Legendary. And then this suite also has some cool embellishments. They're called adhesive backed studs. So I tried using my Take Your Pick tool. It didn't work very well with these. I don't know if it was the tool or if it was just me being a goof or what. So I'm putting, a little closer. So I'm putting a silver one and a black one and a silver one. Oops. Sorry, I got to get these straight. Or fairly straight, anyway. There. Oh, not. That black one wants to wiggle. Just a second. There we go. Isn't that awesome? So, yes, you're welcome for suggestions. I love this. I love our designer paper, and I love having a cool design using just a tiny little bit of designer paper. So you can make lots more of these. That I'm always looking for ideas like that for my classes and stuff, because like I want everybody to be able to make the same card. So, so I did a flower one too of this design. Well, actually, I'm going to put you guys up, then I'll show you. Okay, so I'm going to upside down you, put you backwards again, and lift you up. Here I am. Okay, so I'm going to show you my card that I made last again. You are legendary. So other sayings that are in that stamp set are, Dad, you're the coolest, classic, authentic you, classic since forever, authentic you, and right on it's your birthday. So this is the last one that I made. Thank you so much. And then this one, I'm going to show you the one that I like better, even though it's got this little spot here. I might have to redo that one to do the border that I like. Okay, so then here's the one that's the same design, but with flowers. So I use the Hues of Happiness designer paper and the Happiness Abound stamp set. So obviously you can use, yeah, I know, I like guy ideas too. So anyway, you can do so many things. Like you guys probably just got a whole bunch of designer paper that you earned during Sale-a-Bration. They will go really well with these kind of, what do we call it, fun layer designs. Pretty in flowers too. Yes. Hers was cuter with having little like hollow flower die cut embellishments on here, but I couldn't find that, and I was trying to be quicker, and I love the glassy dots anyway, so they worked well. Like the flower one too. Really like the masculine ideas. Me too. Thank you. So I have a challenge for you. I want to see you guys' ideas with these two different fun layer designs. So the best place to post them would be on my Dazzled by Stamping community group. When I'm done here, I always go back and put the, but I really like the one you made. Yeah, thanks. I go back and put the measurements so you know exactly what you need to do. But show me what you made. I haven't done one of these in a while. I thought about doing a mystery stamping with the second design. And I just want to see your ideas. So, so make sure that you share those. Okay, so I will make sure to put the link to my blog with all the measurements and the products that I used. By the way, Legendary Ride is page 68 and 69 in the mini catalog. The Lovely You with the Wildly Grateful, that's in the full catalog. And let's see, what else? You are welcome. So I will put a link to the online exclusive products. Make sure that you check those out. So then you can order. I'm really excited that our circle punches are back, or at least some of them. I don't know which ones. I'm going to have to go look myself. So thanks for joining me today. And I will see you again next Wednesday, 10:30 a.m. So have a great day, and thanks. Bye.